Greetings and welcome back to another fragrance video and another fragrance list. So today I thought I would make a video about 5, in my opinion, excellent fragrances for under $50, plus one honorable mention. Why is it an honorable mention? Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the fragrance now, won't we? Now I just want to emphasize before we begin this video, this is not in any particular order. So it's not from like the worst to best fragrance or from the least to most expensive. It's just as I picked out the fragrances. No need to think about the order further than that. But coincidentally, the first fragrance on this list is the least expensive. It is the fragrance from Calvin Klein. It is CK1 Shock. Now, don't let the bottle fool you. This is a very mature Oriental gourmand fragrance. In my opinion, this is an excellent entry-level Oriental fragrance for those of you who want to just start to explore the Oriental fragrance family, but don't want to give too much money for an Oriental fragrance. The main notes are the notes of chocolate and tobacco. It is a beautiful, beautiful gourmand, very, very tasty fragrance. Also, it has a cucumber note listed. I think that's always interesting when talking about this fragrance. I made a review of this fragrance. If you're interested about it in more detail, I will leave a link to it in the description of this video. But overall, I just want to say also longevity and projection are not the best on this fragrance, but because it's very, very cheap, that's not really an issue because you can always reapply the fragrance. Again, more details about this fragrance in my full review, which I did, so link is in the description below. And now let's move on to the next fragrance. And the second fragrance on this list is from the house of Montblanc. It is, of course, Montblanc Explorer. Now, this fragrance was very, very popular until recently. But why? Well, it's simple. It's because a lot of people claim that this fragrance is a clone of Creed Aventus. Now, do I think it's a clone? No. Do I think it's inspired? Even that's debatable. The only similarity I noticed between Explorer and Invictus is in the opening in the bergamot notes. Besides that, there is really not that much of a similarity between the fragrances. I mean, I have both in my collection, so I should know. Why do people still claim this is a clone of Invictus? I don't know, I really don't know. Maybe it's just because they're sponsored by the brand and want to push the fragrance as much as they can. This is a good fragrance, universal fragrance. I think it works best in fall and spring, so in the more moderate seasons, but you can wear this basically year round. If you want to have a one fragrance collection, I think this is an excellent fragrance for you. So Montblanc Explorer, definitely a fragrance that should be on this list. And the third fragrance you have to list here is a fragrance classic coming from the year I was born in 1996. It is, of course, Blue Jeans from the house of Versace. This fragrance was actually the last one that was approved by Gianni Versace before he got, I think, killed or something like that. I'm not really sure about the whole Versace story. But anyway, this fragrance is beautiful. It's floral, it's soapy. It's a soapy, sweet, and clean kind of smell. It's very 1990s, but in a good way. And this fragrance really reminds me of something from my childhood, but I really can't remember what it is. Was it a particular person or some event where somebody wore this fragrance? But whenever I smell this, I just go back to my childhood, but I still can't quite figure out what is it this fragrance reminds me of. Now, it's a pretty cool fragrance. It's a pretty cool bottle. I really like the bottle design. It reminds me like a soda bottle type of design, and the fragrance only comes with 75 milliliters, but it is pretty good and it's not really that expensive. You can wear this basically all year round as Montblanc Explorer as well, although I think it works a bit better during fall because it's a bit more sweet, but generally wear this any time of the year and you will have no problem at all. So that was number 3, Versace Blue Jeans. Coming in at number 4, we have to list a strictly summer type of fragrance. It is, of course, Invictus Aqua from the brand Paco Rabbane. Now, originally, I used to say that this is more of a spring fragrance, but now I changed my mind. I think this is perfectly suited for the warm months of summer. If it wasn't obvious how the fragrance smells, it says in the name Aqua, so aquatic sea notes, which are the most dominant in this fragrance. We also have some woody notes, which make a great mix with the aquatic notes. It is just perfect for the summertime. Now, even though I do like the fragrance itself, I really, really dislike the bottle because the sprayer, it's just horrible. It's really hard to press it properly. I really don't like the bottle, but it doesn't matter because the fragrance is most important. So definitely at number 4, Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabbane. And the last fragrance on this list, now I wanted to include something that is a bit more unique because the previous fragrances were more mass appealing designers, and this is a fragrance that is definitely something different. It is from the clone house of Lattafa, and the fragrance is Bade al Oud or Oud for Glory. If it wasn't obvious from the packaging, this is a clone of Inicio's Oud for Greatness, and a pretty good clone in my opinion. Now, I made a more detailed review, of course, if you're interested, links in the description of the video, but in short, how does this fragrance spell? It's a spicy oud type of fragrance, and it is perfect in my opinion for someone who is let's say a higher up in the company who projects authority and confidence. That's just the scent profile for me. A very good fragrance, and I do recommend it if you want something a bit more unique for under $50. And that's it. Those are my 5 fragrances I think are excellent for under $50. Now, somebody will probably write a comment that, oh, those are not the best fragrances for under $50. I never claimed they were the best. I just think they are excellent. I don't make top 10 lists because there's so many fragrances to choose from. It's impossible to claim something is the best, especially because fragrances are very, very subjective. Of course, you can list a lot of fragrances in this under $50 category, especially with the rise of cologne houses like Lattafa, Afnan, Armaf, Paris Corner, etc. But these are just 5 fragrances I think are pretty cool. Now, regarding the honorable mention, I wanted to also mention CH Men Privé from Carolina Herrera. Why is it an honorable mention? Because it's discontinued. It's really hard to find these days. If you find it, buy it, you will love it. In my opinion, this is a perfect date night fragrance with the main notes of whiskey and leather. You will definitely make the girl remember you if you wear this fragrance. It's pretty good. I love it, and I'm really glad I bought it before it was discontinued. So CH Men Privé is an honorable mention. And that's pretty much it for this list. Now tell me your 5 picks for fragrances under $50 which you think are pretty good. Now, of course, if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. If you disliked the video, leave a thumbs down, and maybe give me some suggestions of how I can improve my content. Subscribe if you want to see more wristwatch or fragrance related videos. And until next time, guys, have a great day and